Recording. Hey everyone, my name is Harkvlog. I'm a techno and house music DJ and producer, and today I want to discuss and review 2022. So this time last year, I set myself a series of goals that I felt were reasonably realistic, but were also key to me progressing musically and publicly. Just for a bit of context, at the beginning of the year, I was working at a music venue as a technician. I was working there full-time until September, when I left and started studying a master's degree in electronic music composition at the University of West London, where I'll be there until next summer. Now, onto the goals. I'm going to discuss each goal and talk about how and why I did or didn't achieve that goal. So, starting off with, release 2 tracks on a label. In terms of the music I've released this year, I've done pretty well considering I was working a full-time job away from home for 9 months, and I started a master's degree full-time in September. So a 3-track EP, an album and 2 remixes makes 10 tracks for the year, which in my opinion was pretty good going. But the goal was to release 2 tracks on a label. My Spice remix is, and you could argue that my Want and Need remix kind of is too, but to be honest, I was kind of hoping I could get another track released as part of some sort of various artist release, but due to other commitments, I didn't feel I had a project good enough to send to a label, and because of this, I never spent the time looking for a label that would take a chance on releasing music from someone who's never really had much or any music released on a label at that point. The release I did have was part of a remix EP for the techno production subreddit Discord server, 7C Syndicate. I've been reasonably active on the Discord server there in the last year or so and made enough friends to get myself that remix on the EP. I'm very happy with how the track sounds, and it's definitely a great first step to hopefully getting another release like this at some point in the future. Play a DJ set in London. Not only did I play a DJ set in London this year, I landed myself a residency at a weekly techno after hours event. Shameless plug, this event is called Wrong, and it's every Friday night at a club called Union in Vauxhall in South London. I could not have ended up in a more perfect event for the type of music I want to be playing. I've played there once or twice a month since May, and it has been the biggest thing to happen to me this year by far. It has changed my entire perception of what it takes to be a regular performing DJ in terms of maintaining a record collection, reading a crowd, song selection. It's crazy how different bedroom DJing is and real world DJing is. And I'm so happy I've had the chance to play regularly, so massive thanks to Jimmy DeRoy for giving me the chance this year. Now, the next goal was to upload 4 YouTube videos. Not gonna lie, but I bloody smashed this goal this year. I've uploaded 15 times this year, if you include a couple of live stream videos in there as well. Nearly half of these have been recordings of my DJ sets from my DJ gigs at Wrong, and they have been performing incredibly well. A lot of views, a lot of impressions, but more importantly, a whole lot of watch time. Whilst I've only uploaded a couple of vlog style videos like this, if I want to grow the channel, I need to create more content that is going to get people's attention, and my DJ mixes have certainly been doing that. So it's been great that I've been able to kill 2 birds with 1 stone by recording my DJ sets and performing, and then uploading them onto YouTube and growing from there as well. Next up is regularly live streaming. I made a decent start to this goal at the beginning of the year. I was streaming my DJ set on Twitch for 2 or 3 months, streaming a couple of times a month, which is exactly what I wanted to do. I also did a couple of sound design live streams on my YouTube channel where I spent an hour or so with the synthesizer and just made various patches. It was a fun exercise, and the videos of those streams are getting some views and a little bit of watch time, but unfortunately I stopped it completely just as I was starting to build up any sort of momentum when I started DJing regularly at Wrong. It was always going to be a bit of a challenge to fit streams into my hectic and erratic schedule that I had from January to September, and unfortunately I couldn't be an actual nightclub DJ, stream regularly and work full time away from home. So unfortunately, because of that, streaming had to give way. Maybe in the new year I'll be able to do some more streaming occasionally, but being at university full time it's going to be difficult to fit in. But once I'm done studying and working full time, there may be a little bit of time for it. Have my own small community on Discord. So I spent a lot of time setting up the right channels and researching rules, admins, permissions and all sorts of stuff like that. I even made a video promoting it, but I could never find the right way to talk about it with other people. I guess streaming and Discord go together really nicely, so had I been streaming regularly I could have directed viewers towards there and got something going from that. But as discussed, I didn't stream as much as I really wanted to, so it was always going to be difficult for me to promote it. It's still something I'd like to do, but maybe I need more of a following in order to really build a community on there. But it can't hurt to have the infrastructure already in place beforehand. And lastly, for 2022, I wanted to develop my understanding of sound systems and sound engineering. Ending on something more positive, this is something I definitely did. After working in the music industry for 12 months, I learned so much on the job. It took a good few months to settle into the job and understand kind of what everything is. Then in the last few months, I was starting to understand why certain things are like they are in the live sound industry. Yeah, it's a shame I had to leave when I did, as I felt like I was starting to contribute to the job and taking on some responsibility on some days, rather than just being someone who does what they're told and doesn't take an active role in the job. I definitely learnt some invaluable skills and knowledge from this job that will be incredibly useful going forward in this industry. Moving on to next year, I'm still going to be a student full-time for the first half of the year, so I'll be creating and studying, which will be great musically, but will hinder how much time I can put into other projects. Then in the second half of the year, I should be working full-time, hopefully somewhere, which will allow me to spend a little bit more of my free time on my own music projects. So then, for 2023, feels weird to say, I want to release 5 music projects of varying styles. A lot of my uni work should be releasable with a little bit of rearranging and reformatting. I should be able to get it out. At the moment, my course is certainly pushing me to think differently about composing music, so some of what I make should be of a good and creative enough standard to release. Last year I wanted to get a couple of label releases. I think I'll leave that to one side for next year. I would rather spend the last half of next year applying what I learnt at university towards my music, and then build up a little bit of an unreleased back catalogue, all whilst trying to find the right labels to send my music to. There are 1,000,001 small independent labels that I could potentially approach and send my music to, and I'm starting to realise that it could take a while to find the right ones. So, as I said, let's park the label releases for next year and focus on building up and diversifying my own discography. Next up, go back to making music production videos. Looking at my YouTube videos and seeing what's done well and what hasn't, the video I made on scan synthesis did quite well, with 24 hours of watch time from 455 views in the last 18 months, with those views coming in consistently at a steady rate during that time. I always wanted to focus on music production with my YouTube channel, and this video is exactly the kind of thing I want to focus on in the future, as it's clearly the kind of thing that people want to watch, and it's also nice for me too, as I get to sit down and explore the world of music production and create, hopefully, what I find and what other people find to be interesting content. And as well as that, I want to continue to upload my DJ sets from Wrong. I knew DJ sets were and still are popular on YouTube thanks to places like Boiler Room, Whore or Drift Deeper. So one night I took a chance and took my audio recorder to the club, this one, recorded my set, created some graphics and uploaded it, and was blown away by the response it got. So I kept recording and uploading my DJ sets, and they started racking up huge amounts of views and watch time, and growing my subscriber count fairly significantly in the last few months. My goal for this channel is to reach monetization and to make it one of my many sources of income, alongside streaming revenue, DJ gigs, Patreon possibly, product purchases of some description. Now, whilst my DJ sets videos won't actually make any money due to copyright, they do count towards the watch time target of 4,000 hours for monetization. What I'd also love to do is play a DJ set away from Wrong. I am loving playing there every few weeks, actually getting to show off my music taste to an audience and carefully craft my music collection to suit the needs of being an opening DJ, a sort of main headline DJ or the closing DJ. It's something that I'm really enjoying, and it's really testing me, but in a good way. I've been a regular since May, playing once or twice every month. I've become a known figure there, with the regular clubbers, the bar staff and other DJs are recognising me as well. But whilst I love playing there, I don't think it's unreasonable to think, how do I take what I have created with my mix of sort of dark, deep and dub techno and expand my reach beyond the four walls of Union and Wrong? I'm not saying I want to give up playing at Wrong, I just think it would be cool to play somewhere else, try something different, play to different people, meet new people and increase my reach. Because at the end of the day, I want to be paying the bills with my money that I make from performing and from my music, and logically, to make that happen, I've got to do more DJ gigs, which means finding new places to perform. Next up, I want to get a job in the live events industry. Having spent 12 months in a venue as a technician, I would like to think that I have the right experience to find a similar job somewhere in the live event industry, whether that be in a venue or for a rental company. Once I've finished my master's degree, the first thing I'm going to be doing is starting to apply for jobs at equipment hire companies, so working in warehouses, maintaining and prepping live sound and lighting equipment, or at a venue as some sort of junior technician, similar to what I was doing previously. I've got the skills and the knowledge to work in that part of the music industry, and it's also a sector where full-time jobs and full-time salaries are available, so it makes sense to head in that direction. Also, I'm 25 now, I've done my time working in retail, having done 3.5 years working in a McDonald's, and I'll be a master's graduate. It's time to start building a career in some sort of industry. It's virtually impossible to build a paying and self-sustaining career as an artist in a short period of time. So why not build that career in an industry that pays immediately, has a very steep but rewarding learning curve, and has a lot of potential to move up the ladder? So, to recap, I want to release 5 music projects, upload more music production videos, whilst continuing to upload my DJ sets from Wrong, try and get myself a gig at another party, and finally, start building a career for myself in the live events industry. Not crazy ambitious goals, but just enough to challenge me to do work that will put me on the right track to making a living off my music. Now, what are your goals for next year? Are you trying to push yourself to achieve something massive, or are you being a little bit more cautious and not wanting to pressurize yourself too much? Leave a comment down below. That just about wraps up this video. If you head into the description, you'll find links to my social media and my resident advisor page. If you're in London at any point next year and want to come to a techno rave, head to that link and you'll find out when I'm next DJing at Wrong, and you should definitely come along. Alright, that's enough plugging. I'll see you next year. Bye!